Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Get in Tune. I'm Michael Gracia, and thank you for joining me. I have a great show planned tonight. I apologize just in advance if you hear the noise. I hear it, but I have a fan on in the background. I just didn't want to do headsets tonight. Anyway, let's just do a couple of the regular announcements I have. First off, today is Wiz Wednesday, right? Where is it? Right there at the Wiz Comic on both Instagram and Facebook every Wednesday by 9 a.m. Eastern Time. You will see the Wiz strip. Today I thought was a good one. I really enjoyed today's strip. I laughed last night when I was finishing it up. Also, for you Wiz fans, the Whimsical Wiz, the complete 2023 collection, available on Amazon right now. And you could just type the Whimsical Wiz in or my name on Amazon and you could find it. Also, if you are interested, and by the way, you can get those books from me at shows as well. My next show is the last weekend in June at the Westchester County Center in White Plains, New York for Undiscovered Realm Con. I will be with the kids section. Another great book that I worked on that you could check out. This was from a couple of years ago. Zorro's Exploits from Bold Venture Press. There's another book coming out soon. I will be making announcements when it comes out. I did illustrate a story in their most recent Zorro book coming out very, very soon. And I will let you know as soon as I know. But let's get to my guest, because not only is he a talented writer and editor, he is, and he's a friend of mine too, which I think is awesome. We've worked together at Pronto Comics. He is just a fantastic all-around good guy with such a vast knowledge of comics, the comic industry, and how to make comics, specifically on the writing end. Let's bring on Dennis Knight.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, man. Thank you for having me. It's so good to see you as usual. This is a treat for me. I was looking for this interview all week. It's like the highlight of my week.
I'm thrilled to hear that. I'm very thrilled because I've been looking forward to it too, and I was really thinking about it today. I'm like, and I know I've said this to you, but I'm like, it's so funny how we are all in the same industry and we have so many friends that are so close in like location. Like you're literally probably maybe 15-20 minute drive from my house.
Yeah. 100%.
And we never see each other except at shows or on things like this.
Yes, I was thinking about that. It's so funny because it's like George Medina. He's another guy. He lives like
5 minutes from me.
20 minutes. I never see him ever.
Yeah. He's a 5-minute drive from me. Like literally down the street. And I think I have seen him once. He stopped off to drop something off to me once at my house. But I never see him, but he's awesome guy too. And
he's hilarious. He cracks you up all the time.
Great guy. Yeah. Good stuff. But yeah, no, definitely one day we will have to figure out a time to
for sure. I would love that
to meet up. So I gave you that intro. You are a writer. You are an editor. We've worked on Pronto books together. And you honestly, as an editor, you might be one of my favorite people to work with.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
I and this is nothing against the other Pronto editors when we were there, because they were all good. But there was just something about the way you work on books. I think you and I have a similar thought process on how stories should be done.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to raise my speaker volume a little bit. Okay. So for the audience who may not know who you are, just can you give us a little background about you, some of your work and things like that?
My name is Dennis Knight. I've been in the industry since 2012. I got my start with Pronto Comics. Big shout out to everybody at Pronto, Don Esperano specifically. Mm-hmm. My first book was known as Cross. That was published by Pronto Comics back in 2012. That gave me my start. I kind of like jumped in the pool, as they say. Then I got onto editing jobs with Pronto. Was a board member for a while. Did a lot of day-to-day business stuff with Pronto, greenlighting teams and books and things like that.
Yeah.
Voting on shows we should do, shows we shouldn't do, things like that. It was a great time. It gave me a lot of knowledge in the comic industry, a lot of hands-on knowledge.
Pronto was a great company. I mean, I don't know, are they still around?
I think they are, but just not as active as
not as active as these.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to reach out to Dominic over the last few weeks, month or so. I saw him post something on social media. I'm like, oh man, here's a good guy I haven't talked to in a while.
Yeah, man.
And,
yeah. I mean, it would be great to get together with him for dinner or something. Just like,
my schedule has just been.
It's haywire. Yeah, like maybe in the summertime, maybe like with the
totally.
We can get together for dinner or something.
Totally. But yeah, so and by the way, Cross is a great book. I have a copy of it, and I
appreciate that.
It's under my drawing table somewhere in my boxes.
Very nice.
But
those is nice and safe.
It was a very fun story, and that, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I read it.
Yeah.
That was wasn't it a time travel or like a hopping?
Well, it's alternate universe.
Multi-universe.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's good. That's always difficult to write.
Yeah, I'm happy to announce that I will be picking that series back up. I found a new artist, so she'll be starting on that very, very soon. Her name is Federica. She's based in Italy, and she is brilliant. She's a brilliant artist, and she gets me like. I give her like character designs all the time. She like draws them up, and she's like spot on. Like she might have made maybe one thing I had to change the whole time we've been working. We've been working together since January.
Wow, that's fantastic. Where did you find her?
I found her on Facebook, and we're in the same comic book group, and like she posted one of her pieces. I was like, wow, you're great. And then we started talking, and I got pitched this because I'm also working on a brand new project called Blood and Bones, and she's going to be the main artist on that.
Okay, that's
so awesome. I pitched her that. She loved it. I sent her the script. She loves it. So once she finishes designs, she's going to move to pages, and that's going to be really exciting.
Is there anything you can talk about?
Yeah, sure. It's my story. I know,
but I don't know if you're releasing info yet on it. So
it's a vampire werewolf story where the vampires werewolves, that instead of fighting each other, they actually work together to take over the world and enslave humanity. And then one vampire actually wants to reverse the effects, and he puts the superhero team together to reverse the effects of the vampire werewolf government.
Interesting. I like that. Is it going to be like what's your target audience for that?
My target audience, I would say not young adult per se. I just maybe comic book fans over the age of 25.
Okay, so it's more of an adult. It's probably going to be a little gory, or
yeah, I think it's going to be gory because it's going to be because vampires and werewolves can be violent creatures. There might be like a lot of blood splatter, stuff like that. So I'm like, and it really depends on Federica, like how gory she wants to make it. But we'll see what happens when she actually starts drawing the pages.
Yeah. Hold on a second. You know what I'm just going to lower my fan.
Yeah,
real
sure.
Quick. Where is? I thought I had a remote on here on my desk. Oh, here it is. There we go. Because I'm hearing the noise, and it's just, even though I love the fan, it's it's in my ear, and I hope no one else is hearing it. But yeah. So that's so much quieter. But yeah, no. So it's called Blood and Bones.
Yeah.
And when are you envisioning its release?
Oh, not sure. I mean, I'm not totally optimistic. I'm still like in the grassroots stages. Like I'm still designing characters. I'm still working on the script. So it's still like a moving parts that have to happen before I can actually say have a release date for it. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping realistically probably between 2025, 2026.
Okay.
Realistically.
So sometime next year, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, that's great. I got a lot of stuff I'm hoping to release in 2025. Yeah. I mean, my audience knows I've had my medical stuff, but between health issues and having a day job to pay bills and other stuff going on, sometimes you don't get to spend all that time drawing comics or writing and stuff. So things have been on hold, and I'm now really pushing to complete my projects that I'm working on.
Oh, great. Keep me posted, man.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm gonna so I gotta get some some projects done. It's some days or some weeks, I should say, I'm lucky that I even get to draw the Wiz strip. That can be a tough schedule, but I get it done. So you're working on a new project here. Or you worked on it. It's called Plan 79 from Outer Space.
Yes.
And I'm going to show the Kickstarter in a little bit.
Okay.
And you've already surpassed your goal, which is awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy about that, man.
Now, before we get into the story of Plan 79 from Outer Space, now this isn't a Dennis Knight story. This isn't like your creation. Someone else came up and but
Right.
you are the writer for this. So
Yes.
how did you hook up? Because it's from what I see on the Kickstarter page, and that's what I'm looking down at. It's
Okay.
not ignoring you here. It's called the planiverse.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that there's multiple stories
Yes.
within this. And how did you get involved with it?
I really wish there was like a really cool story, but there isn't. I was sleeping one day and Michael Dolce sent me a message. Hey man, you want to write the story? I was like, yeah, sure, okay. That's the story.
and he's the one in charge of the planning. So how many books came before yours, or are you the first?
I'm not the first. I know there's a few of them actually. I know there's a Plan 59. There might be a couple others before that, but like I'm just like kind of picking up where the story leaves off. So, which is really cool because it's like this story, it was fun for me to write because it's like gives you like really old school 1950s UFO movie vibes, like Little Green Man, Flying Saucer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Javier, he's the artist. The art is amazing. And like and the funny thing is like I didn't meet any of the creative team at all. Like Mike told me what he wanted. I just started writing, and then like little by little, Mike started sending me pages of like the art and then the lettering and the coloring. So like it was very piecemeal, but like he was sending me stuff as it was getting done. So like getting all these updates, I'm like, wow, I'm so excited, but I couldn't share anything because XYZ. So I'm like sitting on all this cool stuff, and I can't share it. I'm like bouncing in my seats. Oh my God, this is so cool. I'm gonna share, but I couldn't. So I communicated with Mike a lot. I would send him scripts. He would like give me notes. I would make the changes, send it back. So I communicated with Mike the most as far as like the project. And then like once everything was done and the Kickstarter launched, then I actually got to I talked to Javier, the artist, on Facebook. Introduced myself. I was, hey man, how's it going? He liked my script, so I was like, whew. Because it's like when you write a script, you never know how people are gonna receive it till like after you write it. So like, I wrote it like a year ago, and then I didn't hear anything. So like, all right. But thankfully, the creative team likes the scripts. At least that's what they tell me. So hopefully they like it. I just hope the people who backed the project, thank you so much. I hope you guys like it. There is more to come. I wrote a part 2, and I'm waiting for the grant to start writing part 3, and possibly there might be a part 4 to this series. So it's going to be like an ongoing thing for a little while at least.
That's great. That's fantastic. Man. I'm actually looking. It's a very tiny picture of Mike on here, and I'm trying to see. I feel like I know him, but I can't tell based on the photo. It's too small, so I got to look him up as a large.
I mean, he's always at the conventions. I mean, he hangs out with Buddy a lot. He knows like Buddy comic book school. He knows
maybe that's how I know him.
You probably saw him at dinner. Maybe one of the after party functions, you might have seen him like walking around. Like he's very active in the community. Like he's always around.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, so since you mentioned that this is kind of in the vein of the old 50s movies and stuff, did you do any research? Did you go back and watch old 50s?
Not really. I mean, like Mikey sent me the previous comics leading up to like where I picked up, so I can just get familiarize myself with the characters and the plot and all that stuff. And I just got this like Little Green Man vibe that I love so much. I remember like watching the old movies with my mom when I was a kid, like Little Green Man like coming out the spaceship. Yeah. People are running and it's like it just gave me those vibes. It was so much fun. So I never did anything like that before. So I really want to do this. So it was like writing it was fun, but also challenging because it's like you don't want to be like the same old guy with the same old cliches and like all the movies. So I want to do something different, something familiar at the same time. So you throw something against the wall, does it stick? You just keep throwing it until like something sticks. I did that for like weeks. I remember I was stuck on a page for like a week and a half, and it was driving me nuts. I was like, okay, how do I get through this? How do I make it make sense? I just like going, and then like one random day I was like playing video games. Oh wait, that's it. Stop playing video games. Got down, started writing. Then I actually like cleaned it up, and everything was great. But yeah, man. I mean, I love working on this project. The team is great. Everybody's like really supportive. Everybody's like very open-minded. Very easy to work with, which I like. Just a great team of people to work with, and I'm so excited to be attached to this project. So I'm talking about it as much as I can. I'm sure people are sick of me talking about it, but I'll stop talking once everything is done. Everybody has the comic books, everybody has the issues, everybody has the rewards, and then we can just take a breather and then start working on the next campaign for the next issue.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. I also want to say hi to Mike Wilkie in the audience. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let me show the Kickstarter because man, this thing is really, really cool.
I mean, dude, the art is what sucks you in, man. I mean, like, hopefully the words are cool, but the art is like art is.
Let me tell you, I'll be honest. I haven't read any of the text in the comics yet.
Okay.
because I am so obsessed with the artwork.
Yeah, it's
And that
beautiful.
just might be the artist in me. I apologize. You
No,
know,
no,
I
no,
know,
no.
but
Don't be sorry. It's great art.
yeah, but a friend of mine wrote it. It's like I'm going to read what my friends do. Uh, but dude, the artwork. I mean, just you look at this piece here.
Yeah.
You know, and
I want to say that's a variant cover for
yeah.
issue number 1, I believe.
This, but unfortunately, I can never play because of the way the Mac handles sound. But you guys, I'm gonna put this in the chat, and you guys please go check this out and back the project.
Please, yes, please.
I mean, listen, you already surpassed your goal by so much. I think that is fantastic, and you only have 5 days to go.
Yeah.
Was this a short one?
No, it's been live since last week, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I'm saying, since last week. So it's a short.
Yeah, I think it's a 2-week campaign.
Wow, I gotta make up my mind on what level I'm gonna be backing.
Yeah.
So you kind of went over the story. Well, you didn't go over the story. You kind of told us what.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration? Can you tell us a bit about the story?
Okay, so where I pick up, like, Earth is destroyed, and now a team of humans is looking for another planet to call home.
Okay.
So think of Star Trek, exploring space, looking for like hospitable planets. So that's where I pick up with the story.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm liking this. And I know this wasn't done on purpose, but the chairs they're sitting in, I noticed this the first time I looked at the artwork. It looks like they're sitting on the image eye, the lowercase I. I'm like, that just cracked me up when I saw it. But I love the designs of these characters.
Dude, it blew me away, man. I was like, Mike was really great about like giving me updates and like sending me stuff. And I was like, wow, man, this is cool. It's like, okay, but you can't tell anybody. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah,
no, I know. That is so annoying. I've worked on projects where I can't talk about stuff, and then like I'll tell you, the first time I worked on the Zorro book.
Dude, that's so cool, man. I had no idea. That's
you didn't know about? I thought I told you about this. So
it looks great though.
The cover isn't mine. The cover is Francisco, who is in Portugal, I believe. I gotta look at. Awesome dude. No, I don't think he's in Portugal. I think maybe he is. Who knows? Right now, I gotta check it out. But what happened was, a friend of mine said, "You're a Zorro fan, right?" Knowing full well that he's like my all-time favorite character, along with Superman, right? And he was like, "Would you ever say no to working on a Zorro project?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I won't say what I said on here because I started like cursing, and I don't curse on the show, but I'm like, just get to the point, get to the to the effing point, get to this, just stop building it up."
Right.
And he was like, "All you need to do is submit some sample images of Zorro to prove you can draw him, and if they like your work, they will you get to work on the book."
So,
and within I don't know, an hour, I had like 5 drawings of Zorro, and I'm like, "Who do I send it to?"
I bet.
And they were like, they sent it in within a few minutes of me sending it. They were like, "This is really good. You got a gig with us." So this has 17 new stories. So 17 authors and I believe 15 artists.
Oh, nice.
And it's more spot illustration. I don't even know where my stuff is right now in the book. I should bookmark it, Yeah. So I can find it. But yeah. So like this is one of my pieces right there.
Oh wow, that looks great.
Thanks. And I illustrated 2 stories in here. The new book I only illustrated 1, but it's just fantastic. The second I started working on this book, like they told me, all I did was watch Zorro movies and the TV series. I watched both.
Yeah, sure.
The Guy Williams from the 50s and if I'm saying his name correctly, Duncan Regehr from the 90s. And I watched everything. Just you name it. If it had Zorro in the title, I watched it.
Right.
And I just drew and until I got the story. And then I'm like, okay, now I know what I'm drawing.
Right.
And And yeah, no, it was a great book. And they're doing another one. They've done a few. Actually, there's one book I purchased from the company, which I haven't had a chance to really read, but Peter David wrote it.
Oh, wow. He's great.
Yeah, so I'm like, and he's one of my favorite comic writers. So I just got to sit down and
one of my heroes.
And I'm like, oh, I gotta read that. But yeah, no, so it's great that I became part of it. I'll show right here too. This is a book they put out quarterly called Pulp Adventures. So they're short pulp stories.
Very cool.
And a friend of mine, Don Smith, who also got me who was the one who got me into writing or drawing, who asked me about the stuff. He wrote a story for the American Crusader. I don't know if you know that character. It's a public domain.
It sounds very familiar.
Character. So
nice.
I illustrated a few pages in here as well.
Oh, nice.
So where is it? This is one of my favorite. I don't know if you could.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, so it's basically takes place. I forget. I think it takes place in kind of present day.
Yeah.
And like an old Nazi robot was activated somehow, and the American Crusader has to stop him from completing his programming.
Oh, very cool.
It's a pretty fun story.
Anyway, I like it.
Yeah, that's enough about me. This is your show here tonight.
And no, I'm just happy to be here, man.
No. When I'm just the person who brings people on. Mm-hmm. All right. The show, without me, you could sit here and talk about your stuff. You don't need me. So here, 24 page book. Great. Is that full story? 24. Yeah. Awesome. This is for a single issue comic, standard size, color pages with gloss. Now let's take a look. Look at this.
So
my beautiful. God. When I first saw this ship in this pose, I am like, this is just a sci-fi comic I want to read.
Yeah, dude. It's like, I told you, man. It's like, I love it, man.
Yeah. This picture sold me. All right.
Yeah. Love the layout too, man.
Oh, yeah. Gorgeous. And then we get to this picture right here of how he's controlling the ship. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not like something I haven't seen before, but it's just done so well. And the reflection of the light of space and everything. Yeah. I was like, dude, this guy knows what he's doing.
He's good, man. Yeah, he's nasty, man. I love him.
Man. And is he local in the U.S. somewhere?
I believe he's in Spain, if I'm not mistaken.
He's in Spain, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. He is fantastic. I mean, just looking at this, even his little like asteroid belt.
Yeah.
It's so nice. I'm working on. I will. Okay. I don't want to go too much into things again about me, but I have a story that I've been wanting to write for a very long time, and I wrote about an 8-page intro, and sometimes I sell it at cons to see if people to drum up interest in the story. Sure. It's called Thunder Mark 7, and it's kind of the best way to put it is basically Voltron meets the Swiss Family Robinson.
Wow, I like it.
Okay, and that's the best way to put it. But there's a lot of other changes in there.
Okay,
and recently, I mean, I've been watching anime and reading manga for years, but recently I'm like, how great would this be if I drew this in a classic 70s like anime style with those like the 70s robots?
Dude, that'd be amazing.
And that's what I said to myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I've been redesigning the robot to look like a 70s anime robot. So that made me push the character designs from being the way I had them to manga-izing them, if you want to use that word. So I'm like, I'm putting together, and the script is more of an outline right now, but it's just coming out so well.
Hey, if you ever need a hand, let me know. I'll be happy to help.
I will let you know, but man, that is like one of my passion projects.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh my God. But you know what? I've been rewatching like 70s anime, and I read a lot of classic like manga and stuff. So
Yeah.
this one that's close to me here is I've been picking up, and I think there's only 3, maybe 4 books of these. I only have 3, but the Transformers
Wow. Very
manga. So I don't know how much of a Transformers fan you are, or if you know this, but when it stopped in America, it continued in Japan.
I did not know that.
And they would have manga out
Right.
of the stories. So in the first book, this is book 2, but in the first book, what they do is they took a collection of some of the best parts of the manga. And that's what this is, just their collections of,
nice.
the stories. So like afterwards, as things went on, you know, they told more stories based on the other shows that they had in Japan. So yeah, it was a you know, that's something I've been flipping through, looking at, love reading that. I've been rereading Captain Harlock.
Oh, cool.
You know, and a lot of other things. But yeah, that so like, and then I watch old 70s TV shows to inspire,
Get the feel,
get the feel, and it inspired I've been one of my favorite shows from the 70s was the $6 Million Man. And
my cousin loved that show. He's seen every episode.
And I know, I don't know how many times I've watched the series, but it's on the Peacock app.
Okay,
and,
gotcha.
I'm in season 3 because I haven't watched it in a few weeks because I took a break on it. But dude, that inspired a story about a cybernetic hero. And I'm like, I need to connect everything together so it's all taking place.
Yeah, make a universe. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now I'm working on some manga for myself.
Cool.
And that's my side projects. But
nice.
But looking at this is making me not rethink how I'm drawing, but rethinking scenes I've sketched out in my head because they are making it more powerful than I did. You know? And his name's Javier, right?
Yes.
Awesome dude here.
Yeah, he's great.
So can you tell me about who these 2 characters are here?
Oh,
no?
I can't really see it because the bubbles are really, really small.
Oh, it is let me see if I go to the cover. It's these 2 characters right here at the bottom.
No, I can't tell you off the top of my head. I wrote this such a long time ago.
Okay. I'm assuming
what I can tell you is that this scene right here, they're about to get into like a really big crash.
They're about to get into a crash?
Yeah.
That's sad. But it's needed, right?
Yep.
This is a great piece too, just the pose.
Yeah, that's a flashback of when the aliens were invading Earth.
Okay.
So that's the grandmother of the captain of the ship.
And I'm assuming this is the captain, this guy?
Yes. Yep.
It's just he did such a great job.
Yeah, I mean, it's very well rounded. So good.
And the team, here it comes. This is you.
Yep. That's Javier. That's Anton. He's in the Ukraine. Really nice guy. I spoke to him too. He did the colors.
He did the colors for it. Wow.
Yeah.
That is nice. It is just, and these are previews of the book you wrote. Here's some more preview pages here. God damn, man, these are just gorgeous. And I love this character, not because I share a similar hairstyle and beard, but you know what's funny is I've always, when I illustrate people with beards, I've always made, for the most part, I make them bald.
Right.
And there was a cartoon series in the 80s, which I'm sure you watched at some point, Mask.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And the guy who was like the co-pilot of Rhino had that look. He was a Russian guy with that look. So every time, like, he's like who I go to when I draw, bearded characters.
But it's a great aesthetic. You know, you have like, the contrast of the beard with the like bald head. Like it looks nice, you know. I
know. Thanks. It's
pulled it off very well.
I have no choice. But yeah, no, this is great. So let's check out the reward. So for a digital PDF, $8. That's great. Now the deluxe, what is the difference? Deluxe. Oh, this has all the covers and bonus material.
Yeah.
Nice.
My favorite cover is probably cover B, I want to say.
I'm sure we'll find that. And then this is a copy of the book plus the digital
Yep.
for 15.
Nope, not B, C. That's my favorite. You'll
Is
see.
this cover, what cover is this? Is this B or C?
That's B.
Oh, this is B. I see it.
C is my favorite.
Oh, my God. I'm just about to. Oh, wow.
Look at that.
It is the death of Supergirl.
100%. So good.
That is such a homage cover. But the
colors, man, they really jump out at you.
Yeah, and like I don't know if that's an explosion going on behind them or a nebula or something.
I think it might be a nebula, but it looks great, man. Like Mikey said that to me the other day, and I fell out of my chair. Like, this is beautiful.
Anton knows what he's doing, man. Right? That's his
great
name?
stuff.
Yeah. Anton. And then all 3 covers, man. Wow. I do like this kind of retro font on there.
Yeah. No, it really makes it stand out.
Yeah, I'm a geek for retro stuff, but you know that about me.
Yeah, for sure.
This is really good stuff. And one of the things I really like is that the pledge, the levels of prices are very reasonable for what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know? Wow. And this one here, get the complete first issue with Greg Bowes. Oh, I don't know. This, but that is a dirty cover or a naughty NS.
Oh, I didn't even know about that one. Oh boy.
Now, is this the same? This looks like the same person who did the other version of her, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Greg Bowes. I don't know who Greg Bow is, but I'm assuming he's the cover artist. But I don't know, man. That was great. So some add-ons. Plan 9. So
Plan 59, that's the story that happens before my story.
Oh, Plan 59. I didn't even realize that it was Plan 59.
Yeah.
Do they all end in 9, or is that just 59? Because you're 79.
Yeah. I think they end in 9.
Is that because of, what was it? The original movie, the Ed Wood movie, right?
I think, yeah, because I think it's like the story is a homage to the Ed Wood movies back in the 50s.
Stretch goal. So if you hit 2,000, all physical backers with special magnet featuring the logo. Oh, that's nice. Which you've hit.
Yeah.
Stretch 2. All backers will receive a set of digital wallpapers. That is nice too. Oh, and at stretch 2 again. Stretch 3, all physical will receive an awesome bookmark with Greg Bowes cover art. That's not. Look, I mean, that's good stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the rewards are very nice and everything is reasonably priced. So it's like you don't have to break the bank to help us out, you know?
Yeah. This is all amazing stuff here. I mean, I really
so excited to be part of this project. I'm like,
right
now.
Dude, you know what? I mean, I know there's only 5 days left. I wish I knew this. I wish this was a longer one. I'd love to bring like Mike on and you on. And
that'd be great.
Team as possible.
Well, we're working on other stuff, man. So maybe we could get us on for the next time, you know?
Yeah, next time. This is. I would love to talk to all of you because this just sounds like such an in-depth project, kind of continuing. And let me ask you, since you're writing, so Plan 59, and you're doing Plan 79,
right?
Are they connected in any way, or is like Plan? Well, before I let me get to my point though. I figured, there's something connect, but is the story like is Plan 59 maybe about his grandmother you mentioned?
Yes.
And then so it's just
a continuation
at different time periods. Man, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's a great team to work with, great story to write.
And how was it, writing? Now I know you've written for other people, but I mean, like, there's this ongoing story. How is it writing for an ongoing story that you did not have part of originally?
The details from the previous story are very important because you want to make it like consistent. You want to make it continual. So I had to reread the Plan 59 issues a few times just to get it right. So I said, okay, well, that happened in this one, so I could say something referring to Plan 59 and Plan 79. So I had to kind of like keep the continuity going, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's interesting, man. Because I haven't written a comic in a while. I actually got asked to write a comic. When was it? Back in March, I think it was.
Okay.
And I got the issue behind me. I still have to read it, but it's not like a rush. on it, so I'm hoping to sit down the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Sit down and read and then write the comic. But yeah, I've never. Actually, what I think I might be doing to it, I don't know, I have to look, is to take the comic that's already out there and rewrite it to fit in the balloons and like just kind of retell the story, but with more humor or something.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, man.
I'm excited. Let me know, man.
Yeah. I'll definitely let you know. But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff coming along the lines. There's so many things that I want to talk about and announce to my audience that I can't even do right now because I am in talks about so many things.
Yeah, man. As much as you want to talk about it, it's better to wait till everything's official. You have a release date. Yeah. Sometimes you have NDAs involved. You can't really talk about it if you want to anyway. So it's all those kind of things.
No, I know that. I'll tell you, that's the Zorro thing.
Nice.
I have NDA because everything with Zorro gets put through Zorro Productions Inc.
Right.
So everything has to be approved. So I can't talk about it until I'm allowed to.
Right. Yeah. I get that.
So yeah, it's and that's the one I want to shout. The
rooftops, of course. The biggest thing you want to tell you can't. I've been there so many times.
DC came to me and says, "You're drawing Superman." Okay, don't tell anyone. That's what it is. It's,
right, for sure. I get it.
But yeah, man, this stuff is amazing.
Thank you, man. I'm so happy.
I feel just and I'm gonna sit down and I will read the just the preview stuff you got down here. I don't like you click on it. But I won't do it now because I won't be rude on the show. But I just look at this and it's like I just want the book in my hand, like
Thank
that.
You.
That's
Thank you.
how
It means a lot to me.
And even though the art and the art looks amazing and that's what's drawing me in right now. And it's not just, and this doesn't go just to you as a writer, this goes to writers in general.
Mm-hmm.
The writer kind of forms everything for the artist. I'm not saying you're going to put in there and say, I want this character, this woman in her bra and underwear walking in smoke with a gun. You're not, you're not like saying this is the pose I want, but you're really saying on this page, you need to make sure this gets here.
Yeah.
And as an artist who, and I draw more than I write, but, we are constrained by what you tell us to do. So there's a lot of creativity and a lot of stuff that comes out but it's it looks like you guys worked so well well in the sense where
it's a blessing. It really
is. That's what I mean. Where like you found, or Mike found probably the person who fits how you tell a story, how you write. That's what I mean about that.
Man, because it's just all you have is your brain and your thoughts.
Yeah,
you have to put it down on paper, and hopefully you the artist picks up and gets exactly what you're trying to do with your script, and he did it. He did it perfectly. Yeah,
you guys did an amazing job. Yeah. Now I wanted to ask you a question, but I kind of zoned out for a moment on the question because I was looking at everything here. But we were I was saying how I just want this book in my hand.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into a conversation about the industry and comics are dying or whatever.
Right.
But are you finding yourself going more towards Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns than you are to books in the store?
I mean, when it comes to Kickstarter, if I know the person personally or I believe in the project, I will try to back it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still prefer to go to a shop, go through the rack, see what's out there, see what catches my eye, Maybe there's a new writer out there. Maybe there's a new artist, has a new book out there I want to see. So it's just I use both,
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I'm just curious because I'm hearing a lot of people, and this goes for superhero comics, are not really reading as many superhero books anymore. And these are more people who are artists and writers and creators.
Right.
Even if they're creating their own superhero books, they're not reading what the superhero books are. They're finding more indie books, or they're going to Kickstarter and Indiegogo because they're not liking what's out there. And I was just curious about where you were in that. I mean, for me, if I could go to a store, I'd rather be at a store.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd rather have the store order the book for me that I can give the store money and support the store. I would rather that be how I get my comics.
Yeah.
But like you, if I know the person or I feel like really I believe in the book, I will.
Yeah.
I'll do my best to back it if I can. Yeah, man. There's so many great stuff out there. I just want to read it all.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I haven't actually been watching a lot of TV lately because I've been reading more comics or manga,
right,
or whatever. But and I haven't watched it, so if you have, don't spoil it. But have you seen the final episode to X-Men '97 today?
Yes.
Is it did all I want to know? Don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is all I want to know. Did they end the series and end the season properly?
Yes, they did.
Okay, all right. Because as someone who read X-Men in the 90s,
right,
and knows the stories that they were pulling from, I have a feeling I know the ending already.
Yeah. I mean, they did it justice. Put it that way.
Okay, that's all I want to know, because there's a chance I might watch it after this. But normally I watch it Thursday, like evening. While I'm eating dinner.
Right.
But yeah, so so yeah, that's all I care about, man. That was. Can I tell? I will say this, and I want to get back to talking about your book again, but I'm going to stop the share for a moment.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. I thought X-Men '97 was going to be a terrible show. I really did. I enjoyed the original series for the most part.
Yeah.
I actually have the art. Was it the art and making of the animated series book, like right in arm's reach? It's on a shelf in front of me here. I love the designs. I loved it. But when I first saw imagery for it, I wasn't super impressed.
Right.
And the first episode came out, and I was hooked. I thought it was one of the best interpretations of the X-Men I've ever seen. First of all, how they used Cyclops in the first episode.
What I was like, pins and needles, man. It was so dope the way like they didn't like rediscover his powers. It just like made him use his powers in a very cool way, which you didn't see before.
That going across the floor scene.
Yeah, man.
Holy crap, man. And you know, I've always been one of those people where I liked Cyclops. There's a lot of people who don't like him.
Yeah.
But he's not my favorite. I've always said Iceman, Colossus, and Nightcrawler are my three favorite mutants.
Top three, yeah.
And but Cyclops is probably in my top 5.
Yeah.
And
he should be.
I think he's fantastic, and I was like, they finally used him.
Yeah.
Properly, man. And,
blew me away, man.
A lot of references. You know, I won't. You know, I'm not spoiling anything for people, but there was a line that Gambit said when he's like, "The name is Gambit."
Yeah,
you know, remember it. I recited that, like when he said, "The name's Gambit," and then stuff happens, and he's like, "Remember it." I said that, and my wife turns to me and goes, "Was that something that was like a comment?" I'm like, "That was from the first episode." And I was like, that was like in the trailers. That was in everything.
It was great, man. Just all around great job.
Yeah. So, but yeah, okay. But we won't talk about X-Men then.
Okay.
In '97. I just needed to know. I think that's great though.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this before we get back into talking about the book again, and I'm what I'm curious about, and what I like to ask some of my guests is. Now, I asked if you were, you know, where you get your books from, but what are you reading right now, or what are you watching right now that's inspiring you as a creator?
So many things. A good friend of mine, she picked up The Last Ronin for me, so I'm going to start reading that very, very soon. As far as TV shows, I was watching X-Men '97. I actually watching NYPD Blue, believe it or not.
That's great. Yeah. No, it's good. That was a great show.
Dude, I'm season 6 right now. It's just so good.
All right.
Sibowitz is my favorite guy of all time. A lot of documentaries. Just anything that piques my interest. I like documentaries.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on something. Not physically working. I got asked to work. I got asked onto a project. I can't really talk about it yet.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like the cult in America is going to be a big part of the character in the story. So I'm going to start researching that pretty soon. So that's another thing I have to watch. Like, cults and the South and the Appalachian Mountains, like that area. I have to start researching stuff about that just to get familiar, so I can help develop the character.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, dude, I wish I could tell you more, but it's just kind of hush right now because we're still in the early stages of it.
I would love to know kind of the genre that it is, but
yeah,
if you can talk about that.
Not yet.
Maybe you could tell me off the. I don't know. If you can't, you can't. I get it. It. But man, the stuff you were just talking about, I love those things.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I've seen a couple documentaries already, and it's just wow, crazy stuff.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of history, mythology.
Yeah, same.
And looking at so many other cultures. When I would go out and lecture, whether I was lecturing at a college or talking with kids, I always used folk tales and fairy tales and fables, legends, whatever, different things, myths. And some of it I used because it's all public domain and I don't have to worry about stuff.
Right, yeah, sure. Which is the best way, really.
Yeah, but I just love those type of stories that, and I don't care if they're in present day or past or whatever, as long as you're researching about certain areas and things, you're gonna pull.
Yeah, can you make it work for sure?
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that stuff, dude. I can't wait for you to announce this now.
Yeah, I'm busy, man.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. I was gonna mention something that you said you were talking about NYPD Blue, which is a very old series. I don't want to say, well, it was in the sometime in 2023. I watched and I never saw it in its original run. I sat down and I watched the full series of The Sopranos, and I'm like, man, I am so behind. I'm so behind on shows.
Yeah, because
when that show was out, I was working nights.
Right.
So I didn't get a chance to watch it, but
great show. I just finished watching that a couple of months ago.
Yeah, amazing series.
Yeah,
really good.
Great character development.
Yeah. But I watch a lot. Like I said, I was watching the $6 Million Man.
Yeah.
I'm pulling in a lot of classic shows right now.
Oh yeah.
And I'm finding more and more people that I talk to are doing that as well.
Yeah, because I feel like the modern TV is trash. There's nothing good out.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, I won't say I don't like the term because I have said it. What I've come to realize, and this is what I've said, I don't want to say I was one of those people who was always out complaining about movies and comics and TV shows and whatever. But the stories were really bad. That's what I would complain about. It wasn't like I got superhero fatigue. I'm just like, this just sucks. Your story's bad. That's it.
Right.
And then what I've come to the conclusion of, they're not made for me anymore. I'm not the target audience.
Right.
That's it. I'm 48 years old. I'm not going to movies as often as someone in their 20s or even 30s. I'm not that person.
Right.
The comics that are being made are written for a younger audience, for
that's a good point, yeah.
So I'm not complaining anymore.
Right.
I'm just like, it's not for me. So I'm not even sometimes giving things a chance because I know I'm not the audience for it. And I'd rather go back and watch something that I was the audience
that you like, for sure.
Yeah. Same thing with comics. When the superhero books I'm buying right now are trades.
Yeah.
That's it. The last Ronin you mentioned, I was buying that in issues, and then my comic shop went out of business.
Right.
And I never got the last couple of issues of it, I believe.
Right.
So I do plan to buy the trade because I do want to read it.
Yeah.
But I watched the series, someone read the story on YouTube.
Right.
There's people who do that. So I'm like, let me just get through that because I want to know the story. I want to know how it ends. So it was like a half-hour video or something, maybe an hour video. I don't remember. And I just watched it and I got the whole story. It was a great story.
Yeah, I've heard great things. I'm excited to read it.
Now, let me ask you this, because obviously if you're reading The Last Ronin, you're a Ninja Turtles fan.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, this year is the 40th anniversary
of
Ninja Turtles. And at the show that I'm doing, Undiscovered Realm, they are going to have a bunch of people.
Yeah, a bunch of cast members from the movie's going to be there. I heard about that.
Some of the puppeteers, I believe, are going to be there.
Yep. Some of the actors, too.
What? Yeah, some of the actors, both April O'Neil's.
Yep.
So the one who was in was, how do you say it? Hogue? Judith Hogue was
Yeah,
in
the first one.
The first one, and then I don't remember the girl's name in the second and third, but it's the same actress there, Paige, I think something. And yeah, but no, that's like, I think that's really cool. They're having a lot of stuff. But as a Ninja Turtle fan, are you okay with the movie they announced of The Last Ronin being rated R, or?
Based on what I've heard of the story, I think that's a very, very fair rating to give it.
Okay. See, I'm not an R-rated person for superhero films.
Yeah, I get that.
I think PG-13 at the highest.
Right.
Yeah, it should be for everyone, especially since Ninja Turtles
It's like
are.
I get your point now. Yeah,
it's a whole thing. I mean, listen, I get it. The original comic I did not read until somewhere in the early 90s.
Right.
Like I didn't know they weren't funny cartoon characters.
Right.
Until like say 93.
Yeah.
You know, and then that was, and I was like, oh, this is really interesting. This is really good. It's completely different, and you know, is what it is. But I'm just curious because you know, there's so many people have so many topics. I mean, that they look at and like, oh, I hate this, I hate that.
Yeah.
I'll go see it because I'm a Ninja Turtle fan. I just don't know how I'm going to feel about that about that rating.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Okay, since we're just on pop culture topics right now, what'd you think of the Superman image?
It's okay. I don't see what the big deal is. Everybody's like going crazy over it. Like, I get what James Gunn is doing. He wants to like recreate the universe, which is great. But I do feel Superman is kind of like a beaten horse. Like, there's so many other characters that they could like explore and get into. Because Superman, he has had a great run as far as movies go. They've had a lot of talented actors portray him.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more villains or a lot more characters they can explore on the big screen. That because DC, they have a plethora of characters.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, dude, it's just like, just pick any era. You have like at least 10 winners right there.
Yeah,
Golden Age, Silver Age, take your pick.
I know. You know, I thought about when I first saw it. I mean, I wasn't a fan, and because again, not for me.
Right.
I have my Superman that I love.
Right.
But I slept on it, and I woke up the next day, and this was my thought on it. I think they're doing it for copyright issues. Number one, it has the look of the New 52 Superman.
Right.
Right. And there is a what's the word I'm looking for? You know, in what is it, next year or 2 years from now, Superman's going into the public domain. So I think they want to stay away, like Action Comics number one is going.
Yeah,
I think they want to stay away from something people will look at as a similar one. So I think that's the reasoning. So we got a question from Cliff Woodbury. Is there a trailer for this comic book? Yes, if you go on the what do we call it here? Kickstarter. It does have a video. I can't play it because I'm on a Mac and sound does not work well in StreamYard here. But I will put it back in the comments, so you can click on it and check out the Kickstarter. We're going to go back to it in a moment. So yeah, man. Let's bring that back. I gotta reshare the screen.
Okay.
Because I want to go back and look at this again because I'm having so much fun here. Okay, so this right here is the book. Now, the name of the company again, what was the name of the company? It's
Dren Productions.
What is it called?
Dren Productions.
Okay.
That's the publisher.
All right. And then the planiverse. So, do you know how many books came before yours?
I want to say 3.
3. And is it like a 20-year span between each one? So
yeah.
Then it was 39, and then
right.
What would that be? 19? Yeah.
I think it's 39, 59, and then 79, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. No. So this is a great concept. So Earth has been destroyed, and a new set of humans, or not a new set, but a bunch of humans decide to go look for another world that they can call home.
Yes.
And is this a standalone story, the 24 pages?
It's not standalone because it's gonna be a mini series. So this is the first part of a mini series.
Okay, so let's say I don't know how many books, but 3 issues, let's say, and then you get the whole Plan 79 story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 3, possibly 4.
Okay. All right. Wow, good guess. But yeah, this again, the art, Javier, right?
Yep.
Yeah, amazing artist.
Yeah.
Amazing
Really.
work. Totally making me rethink my my comic right now.
Yeah, man, he's great.
Dude,
Pleasure to work with him.
This is fantastic. Now, let me ask you this, just because I've worked with writers before, and I'm just curious how you write. Because, even though we've worked together at Pronto, we never worked on a book together.
Right.
And so, even though I know how you tell a story, I don't know like how your writing is to artists.
Yeah.
When you set up a page in story, and okay, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. Do you say this is a 6-panel? This is the smallest on the page, and then these 2 are the same size, and then you got 2 like insert panels here, or do you just say 6 panels? Do it however you.
I usually do. I'll do the full script method. So I'll do page 1, panel 1 for how many panels are on the page. I don't really give any insight to layout. Let the artist take care of that. I just focus on the action that's happening in the panels. Let the artist do the rest. Okay.
Because I've worked with writers who will say, I need an inset panel on this page over here, and they'll give me it's planned out in their head, and I'm like, okay, but it doesn't, may not work for me in my storytelling. But and then there's writers I worked with, and this is the one that drives me the most crazy. They put so much information in the script where it's like panel 1 is, let's say I was drawing Batman, right? They're going to be like, Batman is in the pose from this Neil Adams cover, from this year and whatever. And he's in this pose, and next to him is Robin, who is in the pose from, the 3rd panel. And, what? And I'm like, no, just let me draw those. Yeah,
that's too much, man. You can't be that constrictive to an artist, man. You have to just let them draw, that's their job.
I don't mind when artists would be like, I have a space, like if you were doing this and I was to draw this and you're like, oh, I have a spaceship, and think of, these Enterprise meets an X-Wing or something. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I have 2 ships.
Simple direction. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't mind that. But to tell me, oh, it has to look like this.
That's too controlling. He won't last long in the industry. That's too much.
Yeah, man. I can't work with people.
I don't think anybody can. That's too much, man.
It's hard, but man, this stuff looks amazing.
Yeah,
and the rewards. I'm just gonna scroll through them again, but very reasonable.
The rewards are very reasonable. We're not trying to get rich and go to Vegas. Just want to put this comic book out, put in as many hands as possible. Hope everybody enjoys it. That's all we're trying to do over here.
Do you know what the bonus material is? Or no?
I do not.
Okay. I'm very interested in bonus material all the time. Every time I hear that, that's what I love in books.
It's very well could be unreleased panels that we didn't put in the book. It could be that. It could be artwork. Who knows?
No, I know. It's just when I'm
but it is very intriguing to think about. It could be what could it be?
Yeah, it's like when we used to buy DVDs and they would have the booklet and all the stuff in there and all that little extra, the bonus material on the DVDs.
Yeah,
and if I know something has bonus material, I tend to spend a little more to buy because I'm always interested in that stuff. I want to know how things are done, or
behind the scenes stuff. I find that the most interesting, like the actor interviews with the director, the director's cut, all that stuff is really
I love all that stuff. And this Gregbo, man, I love his classic 50s style here.
Yeah. No, it speaks, man. It's just perfect.
But I do think I might agree with you on this might be the best stuff.
Dude, it blew me away, man.
Best cover, man. I mean, I know it's a homage cover, but
looks great.
Yeah, it's Supergirl dead, Robin dead. It's the same pose, everybody. Yeah. I mean, this one's definitely Superman. That's the face, but this is fantastic.
Yeah.
And have you started writing the second
Second one's already done.
The second one's, oh, you mean art too and everything, or
art? I'm not sure. I know the script is done. I know that for sure because I wrote it. But I'm still waiting for the green light to write part 3.
So you're writing part 3 right now?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for the green light.
Oh, you're waiting for the green light.
Yeah.
Dude, I would just love to spend some time in your mind with this stuff here. It's amazing what you're putting together. And you know, how do you and obviously this is different from your own book Cross.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable writing different genres, or does it take a little bit for you to change?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm pretty pretty adaptable, Just I like a challenge. I mean, sometimes it's scary not to write in your wheelhouse, as they say, but like at the same time, if you don't do different things, you'll never grow as an artist. So like,
yeah.
You open for the opportunity. Like I'll work on anything pretty much. I wanted to try my hand at horror, but I'm kind of nervous because I don't think I'm that scary. But it's just something that's been in the back of my mind for like a couple of years now. I might take a swing at horror in the near future.
You know, it's funny. I don't go to horror as my genre. I don't like the movies. I will read a comic. I will read a manga.
Right.
But I won't watch it. I just don't like watching horror.
Okay.
And I never thought horror was something I can do. But I have talked with some friends of mine and given them ideas, and they're telling me I should be writing horror. Like I guess I just have a dark mind.
Give it a try. You never know.
But I don't know. It's not my go-to genre that I really want to do. I'm like sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
Or superhero. It's that's what I like to do. But and obviously humor. I love to write humor.
You're a funny dude, man. You crack me up all the time.
Thank you.
The humor's natural.
I appreciate that, man. Sometimes I'll write, and this I'll just speak of the Wiz. Like I'll write a joke, and I'm like, wow, this is terrible. But I have to get a joke out, so let me just do it. And then that's the joke that I don't like, but
everybody loves it.
My most interactions on, and people are loving it, and
for sure,
and whatnot, and like the joke I wrote for today.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's good, I like it, but I don't think it's my best.
Right.
And there are people cracking up at it. I've had a couple of people already write me today saying, "Oh, I love this. Can't wait to see what happens next."
Yeah.
Because I set it up.
Right.
For which I don't normally do in the strip. I try to keep it as individual strips that you don't need to follow. But I set this up for like a battle next week. Because since the end of January, the Wiz has been on a quest with other people. It's basically a D&D event that they've been doing.
Very nice.
So yeah, now I guess their first major battle is coming, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's stuff. I love writing humor, but sometimes I don't want to write humor.
Yeah, I get that.
But my mind always goes there.
Yep.
Always goes there, man. This is great, though, man. I don't even know what to ask. I just want to hang out and talk about other stuff. It's like, this is a great book. I want to read it. I'm
excited. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
And the way you talk about it with your excitement and the love, I hear it in your voice. And it's like, this has to be a good book just the way you're talking about it. It can't.
Excited.
Not be good,
And the script was challenging, but I'm glad I stuck through it. I'm glad I finished it, and I'm glad everybody contributed and made it into what you're looking at right now. I'm just very happy to be a part of it.
How long or how many revisions did you have to do to the script?
I would say 2 to 3.
No, that's not bad at all.
Mike would say, okay, change this, change that, send it back to me. I would make the changes, send it back to him. It's like a ping pong match, pretty much.
Yeah. No, that sounds great, though. Yeah. I mean, 2 to 3 revisions isn't a lot, Yeah. That means you're doing a great job.
I try my best,
Yeah, dude. I want a poster of this without the words on it. I just
it's a great layout, man. Just beautiful imagery.
They, this panel and this panel without the words, like stickers, buttons.
Yeah. Not a bad idea, actually.
Like talk to Mike.
Yeah.
Man, this one here, I don't know, like I see things like not I want to say things like mugs and t-shirts and things, but like this panel alone,
right here,
and have the title Plan 79.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same thing here, like a little T-shirt. I don't know what resolution he drew this at and the highest you got, but
yeah,
if you got something over 300, so you can enlarge it more, I would totally turn these panels into stuff, as well as the covers.
Yeah, the covers are great.
This is a great panel too. I love this right here. Of course, this one would be good, but I just like when I look at these things, I'm always looking at the marketing for it. But yeah, man, these are great. These are great stuff. Yeah, talk to Mike. Tell him about what I just said. I think these panels 1, 2, and 3 minus the text.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have stickers, buttons, prints. Like this would be a great postcard to have at a show or something.
Yeah, for sure. You got it. It's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, I love it, man. Love it. All right, I got 5 days to figure out what my what level I am backing, because you've sold me on this book and I'm backing it.
I'm so happy that you're gonna back it, man. It really means a lot to me.
I'm totally gonna do that, but I will think about it. I'm thinking about the digital deluxe PDF because I just want the bonus features, but at the same time I want the book in my hand.
Yeah, man. I can't. Please let me know what you think of it once you actually read it. Absolutely,
man. Anyway, I don't think I have any more questions for you about this book. I'm excited. I'm excited for you, but I'm excited to get my copy. I'm always excited when my friends are doing something really great and that they can.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That they're excited for. It's.
Man, I'm living my wildest dreams right now.
I know, that's like what's so cool. When you
met me, I was like a young guy just starting out, and now I'm like really doing it. It's like I have to pitch myself sometimes. I can't believe it,
Yeah, no, dude. But but this is the thing. This goes to show the hard work, the determination, the professionalism you show.
Yeah.
And you have a track record of being good. When I started in this industry in 97, I've been doing it since 97, the indie comics.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Just want to say hi to Sebastian.
Hey, what's up, Sebastian?
When I started in 97, I did about, I'd say 2-3 years before that's my self-publishing of like Plunger Pup and a few other little things that, what was I going to say? Until I started kind of working with other people.
Right.
And then, life changes and I've been in and out of the industry on and off since probably, I'd say 2003 to somewhere between 2003 and 2005. I kind of was in and out.
Right. Okay.
So from 97 to then I was kind of working regularly.
Yeah.
And then when I started back up after things in my life calmed back down, that I was able to start making comics again. And then, I hardly worked with people. I had to rebuild my name and my brand and show. And then other medical crap happens, and then I do it again. So, but I got things I can't talk about right now. But I got a few people I'm working on projects with. And,
very cool. Happy to hear that.
As soon as I get, but I some of it is because of the Wiz, and some of it's just because of drawings I've done and posted on Instagram. And it's just people are liking stuff, but they've seen, and this is what the Wiz does for me. And I think for most people who do this stuff, it shows that I can get something out on time every week at the same time, and and I could produce. What's he saying here? Hold on. Sebastian says, podcast with two powerhouses tonight. Woo, thank you so much, man. We got to get you back on. I
for sure,
talked
man.
to you recently.
Sebastian is a hoot.
Oh my God, yeah, I love
either on the show or interviewing you. He's a tons of fun.
Yeah, I when I was on the Nerds Around when they were doing interviews, they were the best interview
hands down.
Interviewers I've ever had.
Those guys are so much fun.
tell people if they want to know about me, go watch the Nerds of the Round.
Right.
That is it. They were fantastic.
Oh yeah, great bunch of guys.
Yeah, I mean everybody there is great, but I think Sebastian said they're not really doing interviews like that anymore.
I think they changed the show format.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw him on my Comic-Con last year. It was great to see him.
Mm-hmm. No, that's great. That's great. Sebastian's an awesome guy and got great work too.
Yeah,
so everybody, and this is the thing. I love seeing, like I said, my friends doing stuff they love, succeeding, and even if they're, and this goes for everyone, even if they're not succeeding right now and they're just still producing because they love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's the most important part.
I love it. Just keep making comics, man. They are the greatest storytelling medium we have. I will say right now, hands down, better than film, better than TV, better than anything, because, and I always say all you need is your imagination and a skill with a pencil. That's it. That's all you're limited to.
Very true. Yeah.
It's, I know there's other people who take part in this, like you're a writer, but you don't draw. So you need an artist but between you two, you guys could do it. So it's starting with your imagination of the story, moving on to their skill and their imagination with the pencil
coming together to make something. Yeah,
exactly. And it just, it's amazing. And that's why I love this stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can tell any type of story. Now I know superheroes are mainstream but there's so many great books that aren't superheroes and people don't realize that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Tons of them.
I'll always go to I don't know if you can see it on, no, you can't, but A Contract with God. Will Eisner's it's one of my favorite books of all time.
Very nice.
And has nothing to do with superheroes. It's all about a building basically and what goes around in New York City throughout the tenants. And I'm like, how fascinating is that? It's just you don't get to read that, and then just whatever. I love, and you know what I love that I get to read a lot because I don't see many of them are Westerns.
Yeah, Westerns are to me, they're a dying breed, man. I would love to write a Western.
Yeah, that I would like. As you know, I'm a fan of humor. I'm a fan of the Franco-Belgian comics. I was always inspired by Peo, but I've always loved Lucky Luke. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No.
But, okay, so Lucky Luke is basically, I forget it. I think it's a Belgian comic. Is their idea of what a cowboy is.
Okay.
Like an American cowboy.
Gotcha.
And it's got humor. It's got stuff going on in there. But it's a great comic.
Nice.
Hold on, let me just go back. Sebastian has a comment here. If you make it out to CradleCon this weekend, I will be there in Artist Alley. I do not think I can make it out. I can't make it to CradleCon this weekend. I would love to go, but I don't think I can make it out to CradleCon this year. My weekends, if I'm not doing something like with my wife or family stuff, I am focused in my studio here creating and working on my books, and that's all I could do. It's my where I spend most of my free time, our weekends working. But so yeah, I'm rarely doing shows, rarely going out right now. I hardly leave my house. I work from home during the day too.
Right.
It's like food shopping and doctor's appointments. It's basically it. It's but yeah, man, so many good things going on here.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I mean, I know we can talk about so many topics that I don't know.
You always bring me back, man. Do a part 2 if you want to.
When the next book comes out, I want everybody on.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. I think we should get on that. Just try to coordinate all of the whole team, talk about the book. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, when you know that it's coming out, and either before Kickstarter or as soon as it goes on Kickstarter, give me a good month in advance notice.
Yeah, we'll pick a date. We'll have everybody on, consider different time zones and everything. We'll figure it out.
And if I have to do a special day because you all can't make Wednesday, I will do a special.
Great, that'd be perfect, man. Thank you so much.
Except Tuesdays, because Tuesday nights I do any finishing up on the Wiz that I have.
Fair
to
enough. No Tuesdays. Got it.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Great to see you, man.
Great chatting. Oh, Sebastian has one more comment. What does he say? Good night, guys. Yes, we all got together.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Totally. You know, I will lose a day in the studio to come out and hang out with you guys on a Saturday or Sunday. You know?
Sounds good, man.
All right. So thanks for everyone who tuned in. Dennis.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Mike, thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Thank you for those who backed the project, for those who are thinking about it. Thank you for thinking about it.
5 days left.
Please, back it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's Plan 79 from Outer Space on Kickstarter. The links are in the comments. And you guys, I will see you next week. Just announcement. This past Monday, I started my live draw again. I don't know if I'm going to have it weekly right now, so just look for the ad if I decide to do it on Monday nights again. Regularly, it might be every other week just to start. So yeah, that's it, guys. Don't forget to follow at the Wiz Comic. Check it out. Get your copy on Amazon of the 2023 complete collection. And wait for my announcement of when the new Zorro book is coming out that I got to work on.
Nice.
So, and again, Dennis, thank you. Plan 79 from Outer Space on Kickstarter.
Hope you like it, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Good night, guys.
Take care. Good night.